Hello, Jiminator here for a late night setting of the Ukraine videos that I'm making. Talk about WUFL, the $50,000 invitational event. As of this video, the team event has just ended and top 8 will be in a few hours. And I wanted to make this video, while it's happening, to talk about what is commentary, or what makes commentary good, and what are the optimal situations, the optimal conditions in which to perform commentary. And so I'm going to take you through day one of WUFL a little bit to show you some examples of the flaws of the system that this is operating on currently. So, this is Yoki and Shenzhen. The first oddity is that Zubaz and Danarai are commentating remotely. And on the social media and websites and all that, it was communicated that it shouldn't be a problem, and they've accommodated well. You be the judge here.
But Yoki not gonna let that phase her. Look, she's still doing extremely well in the draw, delaying her option, getting the punish.
All right, there's another soul charge. Tries to go for the 6A, but there's some good step Gs. Oh no, he's not gonna be out just yet. Not gonna be close enough, but there's one B. Good block. Did he go for CE on counter hit? No. Oh, okay. I was worried that she wasn't gonna block punish in time, but very.
No, I'm being theatrical with my expressions to kind of communicate the weirdness of this. There's clearly a delay, and when you're doing play-by-play with a delay, it's not good. Simply put, it's not good. It keeps you disconnected from the action because they're talking about what happened 3 seconds ago, but then new things are happening, so it's not a good thing. That's what I'm trying to communicate. So that's one point. The delay sucks. Now, the next part I want to talk about for Danarai and Zubaz is lack of specificity in moments of tension. So I feel being a remote commentator doesn't really do a great service to the people listening or the match, because you're disconnected from the event in a way. So if you're disconnected from the match, that means you're giving disconnected stuff to the viewer, and the viewer's getting disconnected relation to the match. So I feel like you have to be there. So let's get specific here. This is Kura and Shenzhen. This is the beginning of round 2 in the first game. Now, Shenzhen is... Watch how Shenzhen contains Kura, and then look when everything falls apart.
So he just stays on the ground, doesn't need to do anything.
There we go. There's that neutral that we love. Servia's got one of the best single back steps in this game. It's very hard to catch him if he's
containing
space.
Golf commentary.
Yeah, especially when he's doing the back step cancel. He's very, very speedy.
Damn, Shenzhen's 9Ks are on point.
Yeah, it's a relatively good move.
This is the part.
Tech jump.
Okay.
Solid damage for a jumping attack.
I just want to point out at that moment, his back and forth, not much of a life deficit one or the other, all goes to crap with this one move. But the golf commentary stays the same.
Oh, we're going to get the full combo? Yeah, there we go.
Okay, the round is do or die. I have to spin, or I don't want to be down 2 rounds. He bursts.
He's powered up right now, but this pops out of his soul charge to just give himself a little bit of life, potentially live a combo that he maybe not been normally able to live.
Momentum shift.
Killed him probably, but if he had not healed himself. Wow.
Definitely.
The disrespect?
Yeah, and that just happened. It's not too engaging to watch. And then 407.33.
Soul charge 1K. It is very slow. It's also
right
somewhat quite steppable as well.
It's a vertical.
Yeah, exactly.
Overlap in the voice, because you can't feel when your partner's going to talk, because they're across the Atlantic Ocean in this case. Computer men should not be commentating live events. That's this point. Now, let's get to the 2 people who are actually there, Zubin and Eternal Dragon. Now, I found many issues with Jobin, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, on the first day. And this one I have written down as Jobin Golf. It's like a golf-like constant play-by-play. But the play-by-play is so constant, there's nothing substantiative said about what is happening on screen. Yes, it happened. Why didn't it happen?
Test the full crouch just in case you finish the string. Break attack while you step in.
Gets caught. Great stuff by Yoki, utilizing 2A there in that attempt to keep them at neutral and stop them from stepping. One hit away, and the break attack is going to go ahead and stop that GI. Round goes to Yoki. Solid stuff here, but Party Wolf once again not.
So it's unspecific and weird. That was a strange interaction. Front tech GI. So nothing said about that, but he's able to just identify that this GI got hit by the break attack, and so that's that. And then there's this impulse to keep talking, because then he talks about Party Wolf some more.
One to be frazzled. He's sitting easy, as you mentioned, and let's see if he's able to close this out, or if Yoki's going to be able to go ahead and keep bringing these home.
Nice, good duck on the string there.
Okay.
Party Wolf back in the driver's seat.
So you get my point. It's numbing. This other example in Yoki and Party Wolf is more about the kind of incoherence that can exhibit sometimes with talking too much, and how it just doesn't pertain in the match. So there's a disconnect there as well.
Yoki coming into this with another bar of meter, and again, this is kind of what we've been seeing, is if Yoki's able to keep that pressure on, and as a player that's done a great job in New York and coming out here to show their stuff, it's been really solid to see how she's able to hold up, utilize the soul charge here, and really keep that pressure and overall her game plan intact. Great stuff to her. Party Wolf responding with his own soul charge in response.
Nice AJ gets a decent combo there.
We're already done with the soul charges. By the time you said all that, look how much is left. So much happened in those pockets of time. But there's just, you gotta have some weird, like, good job for this player for showing out and doing their thing, claps. I mean, okay, great. Why now? Say it when the match isn't happening. So then you transition into the end of the match to the, post-mortem discussion. And I do want to highlight Eternal Dragon here, because I think he did a great job.
Solid choice.
Good block there.
Great launch. Party Wolf opting
So this
to
is
take
just
the
the
hit
preface.
The damage. Very interesting. He's got her around to spare. Makes sense. Yoki responding with her own soul charge. Blocks.
Quake. Got
Big break attack. Big damage here by Party Wolf. This is going to be intense. Still, just living. Gets hit by the full screen Divine Force. One hit away. Gets the block. Oh, and Party Wolf able to secure the round and the set. Man, talk about a close match. One thing I really wanted to highlight there is essentially what happened with Yoki's game plan. When she's able to exert that pressure like a character like Sungmina can really do so consistently, it was really interesting to see just how well Party Wolf was able to deal with those unique issues. But once again, great stuff for New York's Yoki. How do you feel about that, how that went down?
Now you can talk.
I was seeing it in a game plan. When she was in Soul Charge, she wasn't really opting for any 1Bs. I don't remember seeing that move utilized really in that match. I don't know if it was specifics, but when she was mixing up her timing, though, with the full crouch 3K, that's when it was making him second guess stuff before she was getting a bit predictable, the timing. So it was just about move selection and when to do these moves. And we talked about the range difference between these characters. Party Wolf was able to just kind of run in, and when she was unsure, she was defaulting to these 2 ways. So you might get the hit, but the reward isn't that much when it came to those scramble situations, especially when he was going, okay, you're doing that, I'm going to jump over it. I'm going to do something to deal with that. So good job to Party Wolf. Man is on a tear. Like, can anyone stop?
He's very articulate there. He really demonstrates his point accurately.
This guy.
Absolutely, and we're going to cut some highlights there. And again, kind of what you mentioned with a lot of that game sense from Party Wolf in those scramble situations, he was very conscious of them and able to make a lot of hard reads, such as jumping over these lows, being incredibly careful about a lot of these situations.
Jumping
and just
over
there,
these lows.
as we're seeing a lot of catches right here. Yoki was able to make the hard read. Party Wolf coming through and doing a solid job. And as you can see from a lot of these clips, a lot of this really highlights Party Wolf's ability to excel in these scrambles. It was something that was so consistently done, and from my perspective, was just really, really the sign of a more experienced player. Other thing I really wanted to highlight as well with Party Wolf is one thing he did incredibly well was he is a lab monster. He was looking out for a lot of those AGI situations, had a lot of moves with those properties, careful for them, and really wasn't allowing Yoki to get away with much. He was really capitalizing on a lot of the scramble situations.
So anyway, I let it play for such a long time for you to understand just how much of it there is, just no breaks. And the most depressing part of that was the clips are going like that, and they're very difficult to really commentate just like that. I'm trying to use my words, but he Eternal Dragon articulates his point, and then all Juven can really do is repeat what he said, but in his own words. It's a very long time to say so little. So upon watching this, I'm forced to kind of ask, is this the product that this particular esports company wants to push out? Do they want this unspecific but present voice over the game to, have the program be able to run in this time slot? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the goals are. Now I'm going to demonstrate a case of a great commentary, and I'm going to cherry pick a little because I can, look in the past. But all these things I'm harping on, lack of connection, lack of understanding what's actually happening between these two players as in a conversation, and knowing when to say knowledge and when to not, and variation in tone, I think will really be demonstrated here. Here we have Knee and Rickster at Combo Breaker 2019. It's the people on the mic are Tasty Steve and Rip. Listen here.
All right, here we go.
Wow, and the Brian Fury coming out of Knee. He's like, nobody wants me to win.
So they're hyping up the crowd. They're hyping up the crowd before this.
How about that Brian Fury?
And he picks an unexpected character. I know nothing about Tekken, and I can see this.
Steve is choking over here on water. It's just water, Steve.
Here we go, guys. Make some noise. It's going to be Rickster versus Knee. This is in America. We got to support this man. Let's go.
Yo, Knee with Brian Fury. This is what I came to see. Sorry, Rickster.
Oh, man.
Then we transition into the match. The footsies, everyone's feeling each other out, and their tones change.
We have not seen him play Brian for quite some time, even all weekend. We've seen Geese, we've seen Devil Jin, we've even seen Steve.
And usually he uses Paul Phoenix in this matchup against Akuma.
I wonder what the difference is. Maybe it's something in Rickster.
It's something in Rickster.
Maybe it's something about Rickster, man.
He's about to put something in Rickster.
Defense looking pretty good so far. Gets the float. Good pickup. Pretty good damage. Gonna take the Yoki here. Oh, back one. Rickster in rage. Hatch.
Oh, no. See ya, jet upper.
Then a moment of tension. He went for a risk, punish, and the momentum has shifted up in one direction, and they get a little excited.
Brian is tight.
Nobody saw this coming, I can tell you that.
That like a sign of like hella disrespect. No problem, I got this guy.
Now, no break on the throw.
No break on the throw. That's specific.
Not going so well on Ricky's side.
Something that is.
Trying to get close.
So let me pause it. No break on the throw. The way he said it implied that that was a hole in his defenses. Like, oh, there's one thing people should know how to get around. He didn't. Interesting information.
Down back three. Jabs him out once again.
Low combo, yes. Yeah, taunting.
And he's just dashing up.
Yeah, it wasn't even taunt dash, just dash.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Oh, orbital. The minute he
hard read.
Down four.
Yeah, that is actually so good against Akuma, right? We were talking earlier about JDCR's defense against Rickster's Akuma with blocking off the down fours and low paying all the down threes, but Brian can just orbital heal both.
Oh.
So he makes a succinct point about why that move was smart because it covers so many options. But it didn't really distract from what was happening in the match because the hit hadn't been landed yet.
Gets the launcher.
Then hit, momentum goes up again.
Still has a bar to work with later in the round. 1+2, no.
Back three. Spacing was looking really good. Rickster getting a lot more confident. That down two. Goes for the focus just to fake him out. And You could just see me just going into that space, just on purpose. Double hatchet kick. I bet you won't do it again, though. Goes for the mid. Man, Rickster's having such a hard time. Gets the focus cancel. Didn't get the full crumple on the combo, though. Got to be careful. That taunt is there. That magic four even more so at the ready.
He's being very patient.
Not sure what that was.
Taunting in his face. Rickster's not having any of it. FADC combo, and we on the board.
Okay, Rickster.
And so what Rip does really well is that he recognizes that the hit he just got could potentially seal the round, but he doesn't get too hyped too fast because there's a possibility it will drop or some other thing will happen, you know, who knows. But then when the combo is executed correctly, another pop-up of momentum, the other side has landed the first round. This is all from me just watching this, and I know nothing, very little about Tekken. I don't watch Tekken, I don't play Tekken, but I can see all this as a spectator. So, I think this is the direction we want to go in. Thanks for watching.